Then later on, you had other Crip gangs, and then you had Bloods that came a little later in around 79 and 80. But the gang that I was part of, West Coast Crips, they were Crips, I think, around 75, 76, and I was around 13 years old, 12, 13 years old when I first was introduced to the gang and started getting involved. When I first got involved with the gang, it was not Crips. We would call West Coast Wrecking Crew. And because I was one of the young bucks, the older guys who actually started it were 17, 18, and 19 years old. And one of the gentlemen's name was Sitting Bull. We called that was his gang name. And he was actually from LA. And so when he's going back and forth, his mom was here, his dad was in LA, and he was running with the Crips up in LA. And so when he came here to San Diego, they started West Coast Wrecking Crew, and then he introduced the idea of becoming Crips in San Diego. I was part of the clique, the younger crew that was called the Roller Coaster. It was a song, I don't know if you remember, years ago, called Roller Coaster by Ohio Players. And so we took it off of that because we were younger, and we called ourselves Roller Coaster, but we all were considered West Coast Crips. Then later on, a few years later, we actually started our own little clique through the West Coast Crips. It was called the Rolling 20s. And so over in West Coast, we call it the Coast. You have the Rolling 20s and the Rolling 30s. And so, you know, my life in gang banging, I pretty much experienced everything that you can experience or go through as far as being part of the gang, you know, from the violence to the crimes and so on, you know. And I do have a arrest record. Thank God that when before I got in church, right before then I did a little time, but it was only county time because my felony was reduced to a misdemeanor. And I didn't understand back then what was going on, but I didn't realize that, you know, having that felony on your record can really hurt you even more than, you know, a misdemeanor and even an arrest sheet. And so I was intensely involved in gangs with the violence and shootings and the whole bit that was going on. And I was always looking for a way to get out of gangs. By the time I got 19 years old, 19, 20, I was looking for a way out of it because I was exhausted with the gang lifestyle. You know, every day living that life, being afraid of dying or